Hello folks, yes we are doing The Witcher. YouTube streaming is a travesty, it's terrible, and unlike Twitch where you can just switch something on and it just works, you know, I changed that stream title 8 or 9 times, and finally when I got it working I then stream and it reverts back to Scum. I have no idea, I've not streamed Scum for months, but you know, that's YouTube for you. How's everybody? Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all having fun on this weekend. So, fun fact, I was supposed to be going out with friends this weekend, but my grandpa was taken ill. So, I decided to call that off and stay in and make sure he's okay. Get him through the weekend, see what's going on there. And since I was here, I thought, bollocks to it, maybe I'll come on and do a bit of a stream. Since our last stream, I have tested this extensively on my rig to see what's going on, and unfortunately I'm not the only one who seems to be having issues with The Witcher 3 Next Gen Edition, which is incredibly frustrating when I think about it, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. You guys are going to see Composite Games for a minute while I set things up. Go and help them out if you can. They do a lot for the channel. He's fine, yeah, he's recovering day by day. He basically went on holiday, and he had a bit of a funny term whilst he was on holiday, essentially. So we went and picked him up yesterday. Which is good that I do my content a day early these days, because, you know... There we go. There we are. Now I'm going to turn down a bit of the sound because last time we were playing I was getting my eardrums blown out. That's better. There we go, that's better. Right, so as you can see, I have fiddled around with the graphics options to try and make sure that you have a stable time. Ultra is off, RT Ultra is off. RT Ultra, Ray Tracing Ultra, doesn't seem to work with NVIDIA graphics cards very well. So, unfortunately, it just, you know... It'll be YouTube only today, Charlie, because I haven't had time to set up the Twitch stream. I've been really, really busy. Yeah, so RT Ultra doesn't seem to work on NVIDIA graphics cards when you're trying to load the game. It will just crash everything. What we found out last time is that Ultra and Ray Tracing look almost exactly the same. So if we have any problems with Ray Tracing today, we'll be going over to Ultra and saying fuck it, to be honest with you. Because CD Projekt Red could not organise a piss up in a brewery. They are one of the worst developers in modern gaming. And I've said this before, they were literally given chicken dinner with The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. They were given chicken dinner and they've made chicken shit. So I don't know whether I can trust them anymore, in all honesty. We'll load our game that we did last time. All these saves were when I was testing out the graphics options, going on to what we were up to last time. But we're on Imperial Audience, so we'll go there.
Its tale begins near White Orchard, with my dear friend Geralt of Rivia seeking his lover of yore, the sorceress Yennefer. She'd eluded him for years, but now seemed just a few steps ahead. After many trials and tribulations, Geralt finally learned that Yen was in nearby Vizima.
There's a mod to turn those things off, by the way, because after like 8, it's already crashed. It's already crashed. It's already crashed. They need to fuck off, guys. They need to fuck off. CD Projekt Red need to fuck off. They need to go away. Go away. Gaming isn't for you, guys. It isn't for you. You can't do it. You literally can't do it. You literally cannot do it. Right. Hopefully we're still streaming. They literally can't do it, guys. They are the worst. They are the absolute fucking pits. They are the pits of... I do not believe them. I do not believe these people. How these people are in this industry, I will never understand. I will never... I just had to sign out of my entire PC there. It hard locked. That's a bad crash. It hard locked there. The game isn't ready for consumption. It really isn't. Now it'll work because I switched ray tracing off. There is no ray tracing in that fucking bathroom scene, by the way. There's no ray tracing in the bathroom scene. They can't make games anymore. CDPR cannot make games anymore. I was looking forward to this for 5, 6, 7 months. They can't make games. If you can't re-release one of your old fucking games, your company's not worth the fucking paper it's written on. Really, honestly. If you really can't. Right, let's see if that works. For some reason when I put the ray tracing on whilst I'm in game, it works. But if I try and load a save with the ray tracing on, it crashes. Now, Darktide has the same issue. If I load into a place, a new level with ray tracing on, sometimes it crashes. It just crashes. But if I switch ray tracing on whilst I'm playing, it works. This is an NVIDIA issue, not with NVIDIA themselves, with games interacting with NVIDIA. It is not just me. There are thousands, hundreds of thousands of people out there on message boards saying exactly the same thing, so please don't tell me it's my hardware, because that will make me really fucking annoyed. It's not, because I've spent loads of times this week trying to get it fixed, thinking it was my hardware. It's not. It's not the drivers. They've been reinstalled multiple times. The drivers are fine. NVIDIA have said our drivers are fine. They work with all of our PCs. All of our testing PCs they work with. It's the new build of the games that they've released that doesn't work with the drivers, not the other way around. Fuck these people. Fuck CD Projekt Red.
Shame I have no time.
And if NVIDIA Hairworks is still on, I'm going to get fucking annoyed. Because I've switched it off like 8 or 9 times. Morons. Absolute moron. Do you know this game is on Steam, guys, by the way? This game is on Steam. And there is no Steam overlay. Do you know why? Because CD Projekt Red force you to start the game through their own launcher. Even though it's on fucking Steam. I bought The Witcher 3 on Steam in 2015. Do I get rewarded for my loyalty and my purchase? Fuck no. Absolutely not. I've still got to have this stupid ass CD Projekt Red overlay and starter setup that you saw at the start when I was trying to start the game. Now I can't use Steam overlay to check my frame rates. I can't use it to check my performance. I can't use it to talk to people who have any of my things for being on Steam. So not only does this game not work, it forces you to use a bullshit launcher that has nothing to do with Steam.
Directly out of modeling tanks. You can't see.
So there you go. Yeah, Sean, I know you're trying to piss me off, dude. I'm not going to fucking entertain it today. I'm not in the fucking mood. Just fucking wear that.
This might come as news to the gentleman, but a towel wrapped around one's waist is not fitting attire for an audience.
Now,
the gentleman will kindly dress.
Here's the thing. I love The Witcher 3. It's one of my favourite games. And whenever I say this kind of stuff, I'm saying it through a place of, you know, this is CDPR as they used to be. They used to make games like this. But the fact that the new CPR put their muddied little fingers over this game and have fucked it in such a way, just, honest to God. This is why I really hope modern day BioWare doesn't remake any Mass Effect or Dragon Ages. Leave them as they are, please. Leave them nice and secure. Don't rape them. Thank you.
And they say clothes do not make the man. Does the outfit satisfy the gentleman?
A studded doublet and a sword on my back, that's what would satisfy me. But tough. when in Nilfgaard.
Yes?
It's a saying. So what now? Powder my nose?
No need. The gentleman's complexion is light enough. The gentleman is to stand before the ruler of the North and South. I must confirm that he knows how to bow.
Confirm away.
Please watch. Leg extended, hand flat, head down, chin to chest. The gentleman will rehearse. Lacking fluidity and grace. But we've learned to expect less of Nordlings. Come with me.
No, yeah, I'm not expecting much from Dragon Age 4, no.
The gentleman will address the Emperor only when asked to, and using the appropriate title.
Your arch magnificency?
I see the gentleman is in the mood for jests. I fear the Emperor might not share his disposition. Your Majesty will suffice. Spoken loudly, clearly, and with respect. Grimi eb art ketzer. Dijfen aden in karn eb marvoet. Emir var emreis.
Bow.
Not in the mood.
Your Imperial Majesty.
Arer eb the orde.
Welchen Namen? Wat gern favort?
So, for those of you who don't know, Emir is played by Charles Dance, who plays Tywin Lannister in Game of Thrones. Good casting.
So many months at Foltest Court. Yet you still haven't mastered the basics of etiquette.
Know what they say? Can't teach an old wolf new tricks. Take it you didn't summon me to reminisce about the good old days, so...
Silence. My daughter Cirilla, she's returned. And she's in danger. The Wild Hunt pursues her. You will find her and bring her to me.
Are you sure? Ciri left. Went far, far away.
Do you believe I drag you here in the middle of a war to discuss a rumor?
I think anyone can be wrong, even an emperor.
I had forgotten how insolent you can be. I haven't the time to convince you, nor the desire, in fact. Yennefer will do that after the audience.
Yes, I have seen the 40k film, or TV series it's going to be. Should be a TV series, not a film. Because films have a really bad knack of getting things wrong straight away, whereas TV series have a tendency to come back after a shaky start, if they can do. I'm excited for there being a 40k TV series. I'm not excited for Amazon being given the rights to it. I think... I've stayed quiet on it because a lot of excitement has been thrown around because Henry Cavill's involved. I think Henry Cavill doesn't learn. What I mean by that is, you know, he's gone through the ringer with Netflix and the wokeness of the script writers and the directors and all that. He didn't like that, so he left. He didn't like the way that Marvel was going because of the wokeness and all the way that it was being pushed down his throat and all the way that the Superman was being used as some sort of idiot, so he left. And now he goes to Amazon, who've just made the Rings of Power. Now, fool me once, shame on me. But, like, this is the third time he's gone to one of these companies with a how do I say, a property that he really loves. And he doesn't seem to have learned his lesson. I will watch the 40k show, but it will be literally because I've got a channel. If I didn't have this channel, I wouldn't watch it, because I have no faith in in them doing anything right after Rings of Power. I have got no faith in whatsoever. Now, if HBO came to me and said, "Oh, we're doing a 40k series and we've got Henry Cavill in it," then mate, I would be on top of that. I'd be on that like white on rice, definitely. But you know, Amazon, they've done Rings of Power, done Willow. You know, are you kidding me? Like two of the most shit tier series in fantasy history, and now you're going to be saying you're going to be doing 40k. Do you really think an Amazon 40k is going to be grim dark? Is going to be edgy? Is going to be Eisenhorn on steroids? You really think that's what Amazon are going to do? Because I don't. Not for a second. Not for a second. So no, I welcome the fact that Henry Cavill's involved, but I do think that Henry Cavill doesn't learn from his mistakes. Obviously.
How many men in your army? 20,000? 30? So why me?
You know why. Because she trusts you.
She trusts me, yes. So tell me why you're looking for her. Doubt it's about making up for all those lost years.
For reasons of state, as always. Enough of this banter. You will agree regardless. If for no other reason than because I shall pay you. More than you customarily receive for a contract. Considerably more.
It's not really more. It's about 1,000. I mean, it's a lot of money, but like, you know.
Save your generosity for those whose homes your armies have razed. I'll do it for Ciri, not for your gold.
Your motives do not interest me. Only results. Yennefer will tell you the rest. This audience is finished. Mererid! Take him to the sorceress.
The gentleman don't understand. Did I not emphasize adequately that one must bow to the Emperor?
Relax. Nothing happened.
To the gentleman. I shall be punished.
How?
Please keep close and bother no one. We've had enough breaches of etiquette for one day. And it's past noon.
Calm yourself.
What? Do you know who you're talking to, soldier? I'm Herivard II, Prince of Elander. Not only am I made to wait here like some supplicant, but with who for company? A tinter.
Tanner. Master of the Tanners Guild?
Do you see what's going on over here? They're actually like smashing up the
Gentlemen will have time for a stroll
The
later.
Emperor demands
Please stay with
silence.
me.
Those
The
who
mural on the
disturb
floor.
face harsh punishment,
Okay.
no matter their birth.
It's the death.
We zien het van
Ja, nee. Kradsliden enikt, es tun, es is saur an neemfire.
Es ist sant.
Es is hier efsa. Het finser nein mathenk. Nein kofhotel en emf pava.
Es frag, keside.
Duth. Wie se voor atra es paese.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned Netflix and that as well. Like, yeah. I mean, if Netflix got their hands on it, the ranking for me is HBO on top for anything, please. If it's going to be fantasy. I know they screwed up Game of Thrones, but that was the writers' fault. That was David and Dan's fault. That wasn't HBO's fault. House of the Dragon was really good, you know. Anytime that they've got something where writers haven't fucked it up for them, they've done a good show. So HBO number 1, Netflix distant number 2, very distant number 2, still a shit show, and the right at the bottom, Amazon, and he's gone with Amazon. So, well, Games Workshop have gone with Amazon. Do you know why Games Workshop have gone with Amazon? Because they match their politics. That's why. I have faith in Henry Cavill and HBO. I have no faith in Amazon or Games Workshop.
Once the gentleman is done, he should see me to retrieve his possessions.
Yes? Then transcribe. The true authority in Novigrad is not the city council or the merchants' guild, but the Church of the Eternal Fire and in the criminal underworld. At times it is difficult to tell the one from the other. They both display a similar ruthlessness and cynicism that...
Please wait, Your Excellency. I'm falling behind.
You know what? I'll write the report myself. You'll need only prepare a clean draft. In triplicate.
A shame I have no time.
Geralt, that tunic. You look positively smashing.
Dying to take it off.
I'd consider that a proposition under different circumstances. One I might even take you up on. But we've matters to attend to. Now do you understand why I'm at Emir's court?
Mm-hmm. And seems we're in the same boat now. Ciri, she's really back? No chance he's mistaken?
Look, that's more or less what she looks like now. Or so our agents claim. Our little witch has grown into a young lady.
How about that? She's grown up?
It's been years since you trained together at Kaer Morhen. A great deal has changed.
You haven't? Not a bit?
I missed those awkward compliments of yours. But let's focus on Ciri, all right?
Right. Emir said the Wild Hunt's after her. I'd find that hard to believe before what happened yesterday. How did they track us down?
Because of me. You see, I've spent months searching for Ciri, using locating spells, haruspicy, geomancy, anything, really. I knew the Wild Hunt might sense it, perhaps even find me, but I thought I'd tricked them.
Well, guess you were wrong.
I've sensed them on my trail, hunting me, for some time. If not for you and Emir's soldiers, they'd have gotten what they were after. I can't risk another encounter like that. It's time to put away the magic, turn to more traditional methods. To the best tracker I know. You must find her, Geralt. Before the Wild Hunt does.
The Wild Hunt? What could it want from Ciri?
I've no clue, Geralt. Might have written them to ask, but I don't have their address. I know as much as you do. It must be about her blood. Her gift. As for what the Hunt wishes to do with that gift, I'd prefer not to think about it, really.
Johanna says, did you see Avatar? Which one? The Last Airbender, or... To be honest with you, no, I've not seen anything to do with Avatar. Not really a big anime guy. The only one I really liked was Berserk, and that one I saw a supercut of on YouTube, so I was spoiled. But, no, I haven't seen it. And what would you make as a 40k show? I would actually make Eisenhorn. I would just adapt the Eisenhorn novels. I'd go to HBO, say, give me right to make it grim, make it dark, make it adult, and it's going to be like I'd market it as Star Wars for adults, right? And that's how I would do it. I'd do it very much like The Mandalorian, but imagine The Mandalorian but R-rated, and that's how I would do Eisenhorn, essentially, and with a 40k grim dark coat of paint over it. So I'd do the Eisenhorn novels 1, 2, and 3, but give us like a nice ending to the third one rather than just this wishy-washy one that Dan Abnett did. And yeah, that's what I would do. No, not seen James Cameron movie, no.
So where's Ciri been seen, exactly?
In 2 places. Velen and Novigrad. The trail in Velen is most promising. You should make that your first stop. Ask for a merchant named Hendrik at the inn at the crossroads. One of the Emperor's agents. He should get in touch with you.
That's it? No passwords? Secret handshakes?
None. Sorry to spoil your fun. Your boyhood fantasies about the crafts of the trade. All we have in Novigrad are unconfirmed reports, rumors. But there you will have the help of our mutual acquaintance. Triss Merigold. Apparently she's got a cozy flat on the main square.
Sure she'll be delighted to see me. What about you? What will you do?
I shall sail for Skellige. There was a magic explosion there recently, blew half a forest down. I believe this had something to do with Ciri. I'll be in Caer Trold. Join me there once you've learned something.
One thing before we go. Why didn't you contact me? Didn't need me? Didn't even want to see me?
I didn't want to spoil things. I'd heard you and Triss made a great couple.
Yen, I'd lost my memory.
Really? That's your excuse? Let's drop it, all right? It's not what you think, or it helped me understand how much I love you. I don't wish to hear it. Any of it.
To be honest with you, like, he did lose his memory, though, and the thing that I don't like about Yennefer, right? Okay, let's get into this now. Let's get into Triss or Yennefer, right? So, if you've only played the games and you've not really read the books, everybody seems to go with Triss, and that's because you don't know the weird shit around Triss's being with you, right? Because Yennefer comes across as pushy, arrogant, annoying, and generally like a hag who nags you all the time. No matter how hot she is, she just comes across that way. Whereas Triss is, you know, happy, funny, supportive, and never lets you down, never goes away, always backs you up, is always there throughout the games, right? And actually actively helps you once you've lost your memory. Alright, yeah, she jumps into bed with you, fully knowing that you're with somebody already, and you can't remember it because you've lost your memory. That's weird. That is weird. But it is also, for me, a very human flaw. It is what a lot of people would do in this situation. If they've had their eye on somebody for ages, and they've lost their memory, and now they're attracted to them, right? And you know that they've got somebody out there who they've not spoken to for ages, but they were together. A lot of people would cave and be like, no, I'll just be with this person now. They like me, so screw it. I'll be with this person. So, the fact that Geralt comes back and Yennefer knows full well that he's lost his memory and he didn't know who he was, where he was, what he was doing, and still doesn't, like, not forgive him, but still doesn't give him, like, a bit of leeway on that. Yeah, a bit annoying. So the only time I'd say give somebody a bit of leeway is that literally, like, I had amnesia. It's like... But then again, she might be very hurt and saying, yeah, he's just saying that, you know. So, you know, her reaction is also very human. I lean towards Triss in personality. If we're just taking all the creepiness out of it, about how she was going about things, I do take Triss as, like, more of a personality. Plus, she's a redhead, and redheads always win. But, yeah, Yennefer's also pretty cool.
Guess this means we need to split up again. Not my preference, but I understand. Clock's ticking.
It is indeed. So why don't I teleport you to Velen, get you there at once?
Not gonna happen. I'll go on horseback, as soon as I can get changed.
Have it your way? Oh, and you really look quite dashing in black velvet.
Think so? Maybe I can have some of my armor lined with it. Good luck, Yen.
Same to you. And if you wish to learn what's happened in the world while you and Vesemir roamed the wilderness, talk to Ambassador Varatra. That's him over there. And Geralt, I know it's wartime, but try not to be a hero, all right? Just check those leads and come back to me, in one piece. I shall be waiting.
Didn't ask you to kiss me. Unwanted advances. Off you go. Silly wench. I always ended up with Triss, simply because I thought she was cool, you know. And I'd only played the games for a long time. So this is a letter that's pretty telling of her state of mind. That Geralt wrote to her as a friend, saying, "Listen, you know, you're a good friend," and and did all this and said a lot of things to her, like, you know, please get back to me, like, I need your help with something. And she calls him a friend like 8 or 9 times in this letter. It's the most passive-aggressive, annoyed woman response to something. And I just love it because this is definitely something a woman would do. Like, you know, if you've annoyed them, it's definitely something that they would do. They would try and help you, but they would still be like, yes, okay, I saw you call me a friend there. Go fuck yourself, sort of a thing. I've heard a lot of people say. I don't want Yennefer or Triss. I want Ciri, which I get because she's incredibly hot. But on the flip side of that, she's kind of your daughter, so it's kind of weird. But, not related to you, obviously. But yeah, she's kind of your adopted daughter, which is strange. But yes, very hot, I know. Kind of reminds me of Alana Pierce if she wasn't annoying. I'm sure she'd be lovely if you met her, but like, I don't know, sometimes I'm listening to her talk about stuff and I'm like, oh god, just...
Vedi mean, directly out of Nordling tales. Inconceivable.
Ambassador Varatra, Yennefer suggested I ask you about current events, the war and so on.
Of course. The Emperor's servants should keep no secrets from each other. If you will, let us approach the map.
Thing is, Johannes, they weren't really, like, you saw... They were together for a couple of years, so... You know... I wouldn't see it as she's his adopted daughter, in all honesty, but, you know.
How's the war going? I mean, apart from the fact that Nilfgaard's triumph is imminent.
I assume this to be a private conversation. We've no witnesses, so let's dispense with the propaganda, even that shrouded in irony. Our offensive was going splendidly until winter came. Edirn was in such disarray that we encountered no resistance. We had reached the Pontar before the first snows. Only a weakened Kedwin remained, and Radovid's Redania, which had ignored the rest of the North's pleas for help. We thought they'd sue for peace, perhaps even submit to vassalization. We waited for spring, certain of victory.
Radovid? Submit?
Yes, a vain hope, I agree. Radovid sent no peace envoys, nor did he advance on our positions. Instead, he trudged over the snow-bound Kestrel Mountains and attacked Kedwen, his ally. This attack took the Kedweni by surprise. They were still mourning the loss of their king. Rudderless and dejected, they laid down their arms after a few lost skirmishes and joined Radovid. And so by spring, instead of 2 weak enemies, we had only one powerful one.
That admiration I hear in your voice?
Radovid is our foe, but I cannot deny he is clever.
Thank you, Mintoff. Cheers, mate.
Fools,
always nice when you give things. And congratulations,
Returning
Shantar,
to
for
the
getting
war,
your free membership.
This spring there was a massive battle
Well
in
done.
the marshes of Velen. Massive, yet indecisive. Both sides suffered enormous losses, unprecedented even. Radovid has retreated across the Pontar. He's safe for now, until reinforcements arrive from the south. Then Emperor Emir var Emrys will deal with him once and for all.
Couldn't you just go home? Save everyone a lot of marching, not to mention a few human lives.
I'm afraid the stakes are too high to fold now. We can only go all in.
That's the thing, Mintoff. That is... I love hearing that. I love hearing that you're getting into history. Well, you are into history and you're getting into teaching. We need more history teachers. The problem with history as a discipline, and I'm going to do this in my streams, by the way. I do stop the game for a little while if there's something pertinent that I want to say. So new people often get turned off because I start talking about rubbish that they're not interested in. But anyway, history is a discipline that really is maligned in a certain way, because when you go into schools, quite a lot of the history teachers aren't really history teachers. They're English teachers, they're even music teachers sometimes who are made to do history because the history teachers are quite rare, and it's not seen as an important quote-unquote core subject. I think it should be. A lot of other English and humanities teachers that I know think it should be. It just isn't seen that way. It isn't seen that way because the jobs that you get in history tend to be falling into education, or they're falling into things like being a researcher or being a fully classed historian. So, yeah, I would say history teachers are well needed. So if you're getting into it, that's fantastic, because it means we've got more history teachers teaching history. The very reason why, it's like a snowballing effect, the reason why history is not taught very much, and, well, people don't really fall into history that much, is because the people who are teaching history aren't history teachers, so they're not really into it, they're not really getting the kids involved, they're not really passionate about what they're teaching about. I was very lucky in that the history teacher I had, called Mrs. Jones, was a very, very, very good history teacher, and got me fully into it, and as soon as I expressed an interest in Gladiator and things like that, she sent me to learn about Julius Caesar, about Gaius Marius, about Sulla, about all these other really interesting people that I ended up learning about. And it was awesome. I loved it. And from then on in, she nurtured that, and I went on. That's what history teachers do. But it's hard to nurture somebody in a subject that you're not really comfortable in, you know? So yeah, more history teachers, always good.
How do things look in Velen?
As bad as ever, perhaps worse. This land never flowed with milk and honey, and now it flows with blood. Armies have swept through it several times, trampling fields, looting granaries, burning villages. Famine grips the populace.
So how's ruling that earthly paradise going for you?
Not well, to be honest. Our forces are spread thin as it is, and Velen is chiefly swampy forests that are difficult to control. We've had several patrols never return to their camps. Thus, we've temporarily delegated authority in this region to a certain Nordling, a former low-ranking officer in the Temerian army, one Philip Strenger, better known by his nom de guerre, the Bloody Baron. I advise you well. Avoid him.
Philip's not that bad.
Any news from Novigrad? Is the free city still free?
Yes, although everyone knows this won't last. Radovid is in Oxenfurt, and the Emperor is here in Vizima.
Welcome, Mintoff. Cheers, mate.
Doorstep, both. And both require coin and ships. And Novigrad can provide these. Which is why the mood in the city is rather, well, on edge.
Meaning?
How do men deal with fear? They seek reassurance and scapegoats. The Church of the Eternal Fire understands this perfectly, and so it promises to improve the lives of its flock by pointing out the guilty. Who started the war? Who profits from it? Why, it's obvious. Mages, elves, dwarves, in a word, any and all deviants. I've been stationed in Novigrad for 13 years. First as a consul, then as ambassador. I've seen a great deal. Cruelty, cynicism, greed. But what is happening there now concerns me greatly.
So here's the thing about Nilfgaard in The Witcher 3. It really does function as a sort of Holy Roman Empire. And the thing that I loved about the fact that this is written by Poles and by Eastern Europeans is that even their made-up languages sound, to Western ears, sound very authentic, even though they're not. You know, like they're speaking gobbledygook, essentially. So I'm guessing to Eastern Europeans, the language sounds very silly. It's kind of like how 40k language sounds to somebody who speaks Latin. You know what I mean? How High Gothic it goes for 40k people. So, but also the thing is that these people are steeped in the history of things like the Holy Roman Empire. This isn't somebody looking out in and saying, I'm going to have a Holy Roman Empire in my setting. No, this is people who are historians who have, some of them are anyway. I know there were historians who worked on The Witcher 3, who literally know about this, and they've gone in, and this is how you would speak to somebody from the Holy Roman Empire if you were tracking somebody down in the actual Middle Ages. I do not doubt it. That's why it's got such a nice authenticity to it. Remember when I say, in a setting, I love turning over stones and finding that there's moss and soil and bugs and things under there, right? I don't want to turn over a stone in your setting and find set dressing. I don't want to find the walkboards of a theatre underneath the stone that I pick up, you know? I want it to have depth, I want it to have meaning, and The Witcher gets that. Which is why I'm so pissed off that new CD Projekt Red have fucked the game so badly, but, you know, we won't go over that anymore.
What's new in Skellige?
Nothing. The islanders pride themselves on that, don't they? Doing everything according to tradition, as their forefathers did. And like their forefathers, they quarrel with each other, pillage, occasionally attack our transports. This is cumbersome, but nothing more. Skellige has always been a footnote to history, and so it shall remain.
Sound awfully confident. What if King Bran manages to unite the Jarls? Lead all the clans against your fleet?
King Bran is a feeble old man. From what I know, he barely remembers the names of his own vassals. Uniting all might prove difficult.
Thanks for your help.
Think nothing of it. May the great sun light your path.
I like Voratra. If I was in this game, I'd probably be him. I wouldn't be Geralt, I'd be this guy here. Ooh, look at the map, look at what's going on. Let me talk about history to people who don't want to listen. Ooh, yes. No, that would be me.
How might I serve the gentleman?
By returning my things.
Citrus and cloves. The fragrance will keep the gentleman's robes fresh somewhat longer.
Thanks, bunches.
The Emperor is not known for his patience. He wants his daughter back safe and sound, as soon as possible.
Yeah, mentioned something of the sort. So long.
He's definitely wargaming over there, Johannes, yes. He's definitely wargaming.
What?
That is a guy who wants to do cards, I think. I don't really want to play with him though.
A deserter from the Skoye 10.
Nilfgaardian nobleman. No.
See you.
Till sjå är väg.
Right, so let's go to Velen, No Man's Land. I don't think we can go anywhere else. Well, we can, but like, you know. Suggested level 5. That's good, isn't it?
Geralt and Yennefer were reunited, but something even more important happened in Vizima. Geralt learned that Cirilla, his one-time ward, had returned from afar, and she was in danger. He was to find her, at the Emperor's command and Yennefer's behest.
Guess what, guys? It's crashed again. I hate this company. I hate this company. I loathe them. I really loathe them. Fully aware I'm never going to get a sponsorship from them in the future. I'm never going to get anything from them at all. Look at this. Look at... I don't want this. Who wants... I have the fucking game on Steam. I paid £40 for it when it came out in 2015 on Steam to support you. Why have you infected my PC with this fucking launcher? It's terrible. Like, why? And now I can't use my overlay. I can't do anything because of you. Because you wanted this stupid launcher in your fucking game. everybody with the 30 or 40 series graphics cards is having the same issue. And I'm getting fucking sick of them. I really am. The graphics cards have been out for years now, and you still can't figure out.
Geralt and Yennefer were reunited, but something even more
fucking people, man.
happened in Vizima. Geralt learned that Cirilla, his one-time ward,
It's not really a remaster, Viorp. Well, it is a remaster, I suppose.
he
Yeah.
was to find her at the Emperor's command.
But
and Yennefer's
it's
behest.
just shit. Like, the game, everything being in the same place is nice. Don't get me wrong.
The Emperor shall guide us straight to Novigrad.
Everything being in the same place is nice. Everything being in the same, you know, sort of field is okay. It's nice. But I bet you it switched. I bet you it switched fucking Hairworks back on again. I bet you any money it switched back on again. Yeah. It's clueless, man. It's clueless. The game's clueless. Doesn't have a fucking clue.
Niente mia deitra.
I agree.
Geralt and Yennefer were reunited.
Thanks for the same recap
Something
twice, by the way,
even
game.
more important.
Yeah, I just think they're terrible. I think they're
Geralt
absolutely
learned that
terrible.
Cirilla, his one-time ward, had returned from
This is
afar.
a game. This is
She
the
was
last
in
of
danger.
the
He
great
was to find
CDPR
her
games.
at
Not
the
that they only.
Emperor's command
There's the
and
thing.
Yennefer's
CDPR only
behest.
released one great game, and it was this one. Witcher 1 and 2. I mean, they're okay, but like. Right, so let me turn my graphics on, and hopefully this works now. But like, I bet you it's turn the what is the no, it's fine. Texture quality. Those textures look shit to me. I don't know whether you guys are getting the same thing, but they looked awful. Right, Hairworks is off, that's good. Mission blow off. Ambient occlusion. Anti-aliasing, quality, fine. Immediately crashed. So if you turn ray tracing on at all, it crashes. I just. I don't understand how this company even fucking exists. I don't understand them. I don't understand how they exist. How does anybody put up with this? How does anybody put up with this? Morons.
The Witcher's contact in Velen was to be Hendrik, the Emperor's spy. Hendrik was operating incognito in that war-ravaged land. His mission, to gather intelligence about Ciri.
That's the thing of York, though, isn't it? Like, this game was made by talented developers. People who had an absolute passion for what they were doing. And who made the game a fantastic thing to want to go through. Unfortunately, modern-day developers, the guys who are currently working on the game, couldn't do that. Because they don't have brains. So, that's where we are, unfortunately. Let me try my armor on. here's the other thing. Look, why... I can't work out how to put this armor on because I'm only level 3 and I'm supposed to be level 11. Why? Don't do that in games. This is the one thing that was in the original Witcher that shouldn't have been in there. It should have been gone from the re-release. If you pick up a piece of armor, just slap it on. Like, you shouldn't have to be a certain level to do anything. You should just be... whack the armor on. One thing Skyrim got right. If you find a cool piece of armor, it should bump up your level. You should be doing better.
Go, go.
Right, so you should have a few.
Let's go.
Then both forces attacked, one from either side. Cavalry swooped in from the wood. A wall of infantry marched from the swamp. Our boys wished to surrender.
Here's the thing that's really crazy, right?
Step away. Not so fast, Roach.
Do not cast him out, Broderick. All may draw from the well of the Eternal Fire's grace. Approach, Witcher.
The game doesn't look that much better with ray tracing on. This is how clueless they actually are.
What do you want?
Rejoice, for even a creature as depraved and base in nature as you can serve the glory of the Eternal Fire. Someone must see to the corpses on the battlefield. Necrophages defile those not already rotting in mass graves. This is not right.
That's to be my good deed for the day?
A handsomely profitable one, I might add. I know your kind don't work for free.
All right, I'll take care of it.
This will count amongst your merits. The more good one works in life, the more hallowed things are. Yes, splendid. Here are the holy oils. Dash generously and set alight, understood? I wish it to flare up to the sky, for the glory of the Eternal Fire and all that.
Once I've incinerated the bodies, where'll I find you?
I shall be near the bridge to Novigrad.
Okay. I love Red Dead, man. Now here's the thing about Red Dead. Looks better than this game in every single way, right? In every single way it looks better than this game. Stable. Stable as a fucking Chantry priest, mate. Never crashes. Not had a single crash on that. You know, I know, I tell a lie, I did when my drivers went right back in the day. Since then, though, never had a crash. Always been fine. Looks better than this, performs better than this. Yeah, this is supposedly just come out, you know what I mean? On them. By the way, if you've got a console and you're saying, well, my game's got ray tracing, I've seen it being played, that's not ray tracing. I'm sorry, it's not. That's not what ray tracing looks like. Unfortunately. I've had consoles in the past, you know what I mean? I like consoles, but that's not.
for a shot of Igni.
Yeah. Yeah, I get about 120 frames per second on Red Dead, even with everything switched on, full on max, lighting, mods, the lot. On a 3070, I'm getting over 100 frames, which is incredible when you think about it. It's just a well-made game. You know, that's the difference. Just a well-made game. The Witcher 3 was buggy when it came out, and it had stability issues when it came out. It was just so good.
Yeah,
that people
sure
kind
stinks
of
like a mass grave. Now for the holy oils.
People kind of let it go, you know what I mean?
Well.
Which is fair enough. But yeah, this being an old game now, I can't see the excuse for it being as unstable as it is with modern day systems.
Now for a shot of Igni.
I think there is a mod for Red Dead that lets you smoke out of a cigarette in your mouth for a lot of it if you're walking around until you get into a cutscene, and then it goes away. Yeah, you'll have to have a look for it. What's happened to his hair? What is this game, man? I'll watch you do the recap again. Yeah, of course. Of course. You know, the game's loaded. The game has loaded. It loaded right now. I'm on an SSD, very fast one. It's already loaded. But the game wants to show you this bullshit every single time you reload a save. But the game's loaded. It's done. Like, it's just sitting there in the background. It's done. Now, Dandelion has finished speaking, but it's still going to carry on doing this because the further the story goes, the more he can speak in this little cutscene here. Time and time and time and time and time again. Like that, and then watch. Loading straight away. And it's here. There you go. I don't understand the... Don't make games like this, please. 101. Things not to do. The fact that that's not patched out.
Faster.
Yeah, little things like that. Her Bobo says, thank you very much, by the way, Her Bobo. He says, do you know anything about the sea people that they caught me interested of late? So the sea people are somebody that I think are prime fodder for fantasy writers. If you're a fantasy writer and you want to destroy the Earth or have something happen to the Earth weirdly in history, use the sea peoples. Because they are a people that we know, or we think we know anyway, annihilated the early kingdoms of Egypt and the Minoans and all these other people who could have gone on to do massive things in the world, but their empires collapsed. And they were forced to collapse by something called the Sea Peoples, who are spoken about in early written records as these people who came from the sea and annihilated everybody. So yeah, they're very, very, very interesting. I don't know what they are. I have no idea who they are, what they are. It's just very, very interesting. I honestly think that they're probably like not Celts, but like people who, you know, the progenitors of Celts and people like that who came into the sea and then, you know, started pushing everybody's shit in. But you know, Still prime fodder for if you want to write. I mean, do you think Tolkien got all the ideas for Numenor off the top of his head? Of course he didn't. History exists.
Shit, one's still alive.
If it ain't that fucking priest, it's corpse eaters. I'm done with this damn town.
A priest?
We'd agreed to meet as usual, just a larger delivery. Good customer, I thought. Then they whipped out blades.
We still talking about a priest of the eternal fire?
I'd say so. Beat-stained pricks can't be trusted. This one had ordered premium-grade fist tech from me 3 times, everything perfect, but the 4th, his man came at us with knives, sought to knock us out of the trade. Shoved me in that ditch with the corpses. Must have thought the ghouls would take care of the rest.
And to make sure, he hired a witcher to burn the bodies, destroy any evidence.
A witcher? Meaning you? So what now?
Nothing. Didn't pay me to burn the living.
Oh, thank the gods it's true what they say. Though mutants, you live by a code. Oh, thank you, Witcher.
That's an interesting thing about The Witcher, right? There are certain decisions that Geralt simply won't do. I wouldn't have killed him anyway. I would have done exactly what Geralt did there, because, yeah, I'd have said the exact same thing. He didn't pay me to burn the living. Fair enough. But, like, I just think it takes a bit of agency away from the player. Because what if you did say, well, sorry, but no witnesses, and then you wanted to kill him, right? And that'd be a bit dickish thing to do, don't get me wrong, but still. By the way, Mintoff, don't feel bad for not knowing about certain pieces of history when none of us are perfect. There are certain parts of history that I don't know about, that I'm not very well versed in. Because, as you just say, I don't find it very interesting. That's fine. You don't find it very interesting. I don't find certain parts of World War II interesting, or, you know, things like that. I generally only find history very interesting, top tier history, when I want to write about it, when I want to use it for my writing. Then I'm like, oh yeah, this is fucking great. Have any of you noticed how sickly the colours are on this game? It's a lot, isn't it? That's kind of what I like about Red Dead 2, is the colours are very natural, and it looks like a photograph. It's that cool. Whereas this is... It's a fantasy realm, you know, it's meant to look weird. Exactly. Exactly. He's a which is why, Viorb, I wouldn't have had Geralt be the main character of The Witcher. If I had The Witcher, you would be creating your own Witcher, and you would be doing things yourself. You would be doing, you know, everything you want to do as a character, you'd be doing. But the thing is, they've tried to do a balance of the Geralt. You do have Geralt, but he's kind of like Commander Shepard. Commander Shepard in Mass Effect is a hero, right? You can't get away from that. You're a hero. You're Commander Shepard. You're a hero. There's no way of getting around it. You can decide what kind of a hero you want to be, but you're still a hero. And in this, you're a Witcher. And you're Geralt. You're not just any Witcher, you're Geralt. you can decide what kind of Geralt you want to be, but only on the surface level. It's less of a RPG than Mass Effect. It's much less of an RPG. In fact, I would say this isn't really an RPG. I've said it many times. The Witcher 3 is not really an RPG. An RPG is a role-playing game where you define what role you want to play. That's why it's a role-playing game. It's not a game in which you play roles. I know that sounds weird, right? A role-playing game isn't you're assigned a role and you play that role. A role-playing game is you decide what role you want to play. That's a role-playing game. You know, if you are given a role or told to play that role, but you can decide how you want to be within that role, that is an action game with RPG elements. Which is how I would define the later Mass Effect games as well. You know, Mass Effect 1 was very much a you can decide what kind of shepherd you want to be. Which I would define that more of an RPG. But 2 and 3, it's not so binary, you know what I mean? Everyone's got like certain combinations. 2 and 3 of Mass Effect were less of an RPG than 1 was. You know, just is what it is. Even though they're better games. You know, being an RPG doesn't automatically mean you're a good game.
Let's go.
Whereas The Witcher, I would define as on the Mass Effect 3 scale of RPG. You know, it's not really an RPG. It's got RPG elements, yes. But is it like Baldur's Gate? Is it even like Skyrim? Right? Skyrim's definitely an RPG, because you can definitely tell you can play whatever kind of character you want. You can be as evil or as good as you want. You can accept or turn down challenges however you want. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want, as an RPG in that game.
What the fuck?
Ow. Okay, that should have hit at least one of them, but okay. Let me just... I'm going to do this the easy way. We'll be done with this now. What am I doing? Game, I wanted to... Thank you. Why have they all just stopped moving? What are they doing? Is this that new AI that they were talking about?
Go for the horse son's eyes!
Is this the new AI? Yeah? Well done, CD Projekt Red. Everything new CDPR adds to this masterpiece is a shit show. It's kind of like I'm playing Cyberpunk. Look, they're all just standing there. Incredible. What are these guys doing over there? Oh, my horse is fucking out. Look at that. My horse is messing up. My horse is having a seizure. That works. Okay, cool. This is great. This is great. Awesome. I'll complain about it until it stops fucking up, man.
Don't let up! What the fuck?
They're level 9 anyway, you shouldn't be fighting them, but I just wanted to see what they would do. Why are you still standing there? Come on, fight me! Come over here! Fight me! Oh, hit me with a little spell there. Not a spell. Ow. Where are you going? Get off the fucking way! Get off the horse. Get off the fucking horse. Get off the fucking horse. And now I'm stuck. The game's done, man. Honestly, get out, get out. No, just don't lock onto anybody. Don't lock onto anybody. I don't want you to lock onto anybody. This is it, right? This is the game. This is the game. Oh my god. I'm so fucking gutted. So he got hit by his own. He got hit by his own arrow. It's gutting.
What? Lost your nerve? Damn it.
We've got one more left.
Oh, that I like. Right, me lovers, to work!
These fucking horses, man. Get them out the way, please.
Come on, come closer.
Well. Certain parts of the combat working better than others. I'll say that. I'll be kind and say that. When it's like 1 against 3 or 1 against 4, alright, it kind of works. It kind of works. As soon as we start getting into the realm of 1 against 5, 1 against 6, it just breaks. It just breaks. The AI doesn't know what to do.
Let me out, I beg you. He's around here somewhere. There's gotta be.
And when I walked up to this and he looted the fucking bag next to it. So I'm guessing that was the key.
Let me out, I beg you. He's around here somewhere. There's gotta be.
You're fucking joking, game. There we go.
Look for me stall by the bridge across the pond tower. Got goods for the army mostly. But I'll make an exception for you.
Better I'd do. See, just gin.
Winds howling.
That's the first winds howling of the playthrough. Have a better weapon than that. $43, $53. 37. No. Nope. I'm not putting on these doublets to look ridiculous. Quite frankly.
Come on, Roach.
Oh yeah, we'll check that the music in this game is spot on. That is something that... Here's the thing, right? Whenever I'm having a go at this game, please understand I'm not talking about the people who made the game in the first place. Everything about that game was fucking sensational, and it's one of my favorite RPGs of all time. Really is. Not RPG. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? My favorite games of all time. So, I'm not saying like, oh, this is terrible, and you know they've made this game was always bad. No, this game was amazing, and that's why I hate what they've done to the modern version of it. I hate what they've done to the next gen version.
Come on, Roach.
You know, modern day CD Projekt Red is not old CD Projekt Red. It's what I can only describe as a bit of a travesty to them as well.
Not looking good.
Few sets of not me.
In the caverns nearabouts mid-hops, and a heap of monsters roaming about. You're not one of the Baron's men, are you? There are a lot of them beasties, you know.
Okay, bring the corporal.
Interest you in a pass? Cheapest around, right here.
What kind of pass are we talking about?
You don't know. Redanians hold all the fords across the Pontar. Can't get through without a pass. But you're in luck. So happens I've got a few to sell.
What? Could dress up like Radovid and buy a gilded carriage for that much.
What am I to do if you can't afford it?
No deal.
Whoa, hold up. Might have a little work for you. Reduce the price for a job well done, eh?
What kind of work?
Nearby. Just to the southeast. My sister's husband's got a business. He and some lads tidy up battlefields. Problem is, there's always swarms of shite bothering them. You know, them monsters drawn to corpses. Give them some protection, and I'll swing you one beautiful discount.
All right, see what I can do.
So Jack says, are you all at all interested in Anglo-Saxon Viking mage history? Yes, as soon as I get these fucking... One of the things that they never got in the actual game was, like, maybe you have one person speaking behind you at a time, that'd be fine. Yeah, love it. Love Viking history, love Vinland Saga and that. Vinland Saga is more of an anime than it is anything else. Fun fact, my second name is a bastardization of the name Torkel. And Torkel, when you look back in history, and we've actually done this, where we've gone through family history and had a look at where we are. We're not one of these families who looks in and says, "Oh, we're from this noble family." No, we're not nobles. Like, we're not anything like that. But we are related to certain people from history, from way back in the day. And Torkel's one of them. So our name actually is derived from his name, because he did that much shagging back in the day. That yeah, he founded a lot of not noble families, but families. So there are about 8 or 9 names that are derived from his name that all share a similar phonetic spelling, and they're all derived from him. And mine's one of them. So yeah, I do love Viking history. I don't like the way they're portrayed in modern day history as good guys. The Vikings were not good guys, ladies and gentlemen. That shouldn't be news to you. Vikings were arseholes. They were people who did a lot of really bad shit for really bad reasons. But, you know, they were men of their time. And so whilst everything's in balance, right? They were men of their time. So they weren't devils for doing what they were doing. They were living in their time period. right? They weren't racist, they weren't sexist, they weren't anything like that. They were just living in their time period, doing what they thought was best and what was best at the time for them, was to act how they did. Now, just on the flip side of that, it doesn't mean that when you watch a show called Vikings, that you need to portray every single one of the Vikings as a really good-looking man with a beard who does things for noble reasons. No, they weren't. Whenever I want to play a Viking in an Ubisoft game, I don't want to play Chad Big Bollocks, right? I want to play the ugliest, sweatiest, fattest Viking there is, because that shows how successful I am. But yeah, I do love their history.
Well, Witcher, have you completed your task?
Why do you priests take an interest in the fallen so late?
The Church of the Eternal Fire's first duty is to the living. You've no notion of the work we did just after the battle. The wounded needed tending, refugees, pastoral care. We had sermons to deliver, donations to collect.
Relieved to hear it. What would the people have done without you? So, took care of the graves. Interesting, actually. One of the corpses proved to be quite, well, alive. And pretty talkative.
What do you mean?
Fistech dealer. One of them survived. Had an awfully interesting story to tell.
Intriguing. I would purchase this story from you. For all time. Exclusively.
You can hire me, but you sure as hell can't buy me.
Ah, an impasse. Then it will be cheapest to kill you.
3 on 1. Surely we'll manage, Witcher or not. Take him!
Just immediately fucked. Just immediately. He is. I will take my coin from your corpse then. You got paid a lot more. Immediately gets a fireball to the face. One thing I will say is the frame rate seems to be holding up a lot better than it did last time.
Faster.
Little Baron's called what he is because he's a beastly madman. Gurgles demon blood every morning.
Spectre crept in their hut tonight. Made nary a sound.
Warhammer Inquisitors should look like this. They should look like that.
Scram before I lose my patience.
You'll be devoured. A boiled dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns.
Have a good one, Will. Okay.
Faster.
You.
Now a lot of people say like, why would you? The Witcher 3 and Fallout 4 are in the same category of like, you know, why the hell are you doing all of these quests when you have a daughter to save or when you have a son to go and find? I think Fallout 4 is a lot worse for that than this game is. In Fallout 4 it keeps throwing tasks at you when you want to go and find your son. So immediately Fallout 4 has this like ludo-narrative dissonance, you know, where you you aren't in the head of the character, because as soon as you start playing the game, it starts telling you to go and do other things rather than find your son. You've just been telling me for the past hour that I need to find my son, and now you're saying, in fact, yeah, don't bother with that, just go and do some other things, you know.
That stench.
What is it?
Got work for you, because you look to me eyes like a witcher. Am I right?
What do you need?
Need for my men to finish their work unharmed. But we got corpse eaters coming out all the while. Rid us of them, and we'll give you a share.
Deal.
Okay.
I ain't harmed a soul.
Yeah, so what was I saying before I go any further? Yeah, so, so Fallout 4 basically tells you to go and find your son, then says, actually, no, don't worry about that. Do all these other things instead. And The Witcher isn't so much that bad in terms of what it's doing. I honestly don't see it as that bad at all, to be honest with you. Are they fucking healing as well? Come back here, you fucker. Are they actually going to help me, these guys, or what? I wonder if they help me if I run back to them. Ah, fuck this. They're just fucking Give me quest updated. Right, fuck it then, game. Yeah, alright. Well, don't give me enemies that I can't fucking kill then. Like, fuck it then. Oh, and here we go to watch this fucking cutscene again. Brilliant.
Was to be Hendrik, the Emperor's spy.
Don't give me enemies I can't fucking kill, game. Why bother? Why bother even give me the fucking option to do the quest? Fuck's sake. Kill me, of course, no problem. They're like, don't give me enemies I can't kill. We did that in Darktide the other day. Where it didn't give you, like, we did it in Darktide where we got right to the end. And it didn't give you any ammunition, so we were just standing there with our dicks in our hands going, so we can't shoot our guns now. Oh, you're lost. Well, of course we're lost. We don't have any fucking bullets. It's bad game design. Why is it saved it here? What's it doing? Why have you saved it there? Dude, this is fucked, man. You've seen so much about this fucking game. They really
Witcher's
have.
contact in Velen was to be Hendrik, the Emperor's spy. Hendrik was operating incognito in that war-ravaged land. His mission, to gather intelligence about Ciri.
Just, if you give somebody a quest, if you give the player a quest, it should be doable. And no matter what level you are, either give me the quest or don't give me the quest. That is up to you as the developer. If I'm level 5, don't give me quests at level that I need to be level 10 for. But just don't do it. Do not do it. Do not do it. It's fucking silly. Don't do it. And you do never give them quests that are undoable. Like, it's one of the most unsatisfying things in the world to walk away from a quest because you're like, oh, I'm not high enough level to do that yet. Because Geralt would be at a high enough level to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's Geralt. That's why it's not an RPG. It's not an RPG at all. In Skyrim, I could find a way to do that, right? In, say... Again, I've tried to put me on my character screen. Yeah, in Skyrim, I can find a way to do that. In fucking any other game that's an RPG, I could find a way to do it. Apart from this one, apparently. Can I not upgrade this because I've got a...
Go, go.
Help these guys out, but like the sheer fact that they just stopped fighting when it, it's the whole thing as well though. Like why are you? Why you want me to help you fight these things? Okay. They then spend the rest of the fucking quest not doing anything. Taking all this shit.
Oi, hey there, come here.
No. No, because unfortunately CDPR have told me that I can't do your quest right now. So, I can't do it, sorry. Sorry. Bear in mind, I did every quest in the last area as well. All these need to be level 5. Game is outpacing us. Unfortunately.
Take it easy.
By the way, hang on. Yeah, witches don't wear fucking crossbows. What, say that? Should we kill that bear? I think we should probably kill that bear. What level is it? Nah, he's chilling. He's chilling.
Come out. I'm not gonna hurt you. When did you last eat?
A week back. Half a charred squirrel and a handful of berries.
Why are you out here alone? Where are your parents?
Blackens killed some of them. Others kicked us out themselves. Too many mouths to feed, they said.
Here. Be sure to share it with the others.
Thank you. Here, for you. For your kindness.
I could have given him money, but then they're going to get it stolen, so what's the big point? Seven years is a long time in gaming. You know, I honestly thought when CDPR said they were going to do a remaster of The Witcher 3 that they would iron out some bugs and really make it a polished product and treat the best game that they've ever made with some reverence and respect and really put the best foot forwards in terms of how they would go about making this part of The Witcher the most definitive version of the game they've ever made. Unfortunately, I've always loved this game, right? This game's one of my top 5, I would say. Maybe top 10. Maybe top 5. But top 10, definitely. Games of all time. The effort put into this remaster is insulting. And the problems that we've had since release on a game that is 7 years old as a remaster speaks to the absolute contempt in which CD Projekt Red holds its customers and its fans. I will say no more. I will try, if things come up that annoy me, I will say, but I will try and say no more on that fact. Just that is my definitive answer to that question. So if anyone asks, tell them to go back in the VOD or, you know, to a previous stream if it's this one, and tell them this. Like I do not like current modern CD Projekt Red. I do not like how they treat their fans, their customers, and yeah. They delayed this game as well to make sure it was more polished. I mean, modern gaming. Modern gaming on the right-hand side of your screen, guys. Modern gaming. You are the tree, by the way, in this scenario. Let's get you off of there, boy. Come on, let's get you off of there. Can't leave him like that. Come on. That's it. It's the fact that you have gaming journalists, quote-unquote, as well, saying, "Wow, you can walk backwards on Roach now. 10 out of 10. Fuck off. Get in the sea."
Faster.
Shit remake made by shit people. I would rather... I might actually do this as well. I might roll the game back to a previous version and just install all of my mods over the top of it. And so we can have a nice stable experience that looks very similar to this.
not give her up. Not on me life.
They hear her squealing. They'll kill us and take her all the same.
So I'll slaughter her myself. Hide her corpse beneath the floorboards. Those bastards won't have her.
All right. We'll cover the...
Are there any quests here that are actually our level? Right. Are there any quests that are our level? Not really. Not really. Level 33. Why are you giving this to me now? Level 4. Just hold it off till later. Let me explore the world. Silly.
Pour me another, love.
You've had enough.
No wench will ration my vodka. Pour, damn it. For ye taste the back of me hand. What do ye want?
Who rules this land now?
Baron does.
By whose decree? Temerian or Nilfgaardian?
By his own. War's on. You got the men, you take the land.
Why are you so curious, eh?
You, Hendrik?
No.
Don't natter with that, and it'll bring trouble.
So long.
High time we went home.
We'll go once I've drunk.
That's the missing brother guy. I'm not going to speak to him yet.
Looking for a man. Goes by Hendrik.
What do you want with him?
Want to talk to him.
What about?
Give me a bottle of something strong.
You gotta go. I'll open the back way for you.
Haven't finished my drink yet.
Innkeep, vodka.
Who's this?
Brave warrior, looks like. Got 2 swords, see?
Oi, great boy. What's the point of having 2 swords?
Wonder if he keeps an extra prick in his trousers too.
You fucking deaf? Gonna say who you are? Or do I need to loosen your tongue with me knife?
How about I buy everybody around?
Why would you?
Got the coin for it. Simple as that.
I don't drink with strangers.
We share a round, won't be strangers anymore. Then we go our separate ways.
And which way might yours be?
On my way to Novigrad.
City of whores and whoremongers.
To your health. And mine.
Bottoms up.
If you want a rest, come with me. I've a bench you can use.
I step in the hut. And there's the bumpkin with what looks like his son. That's on the pretty side, I think to myself.
I soon probably disguised his daughter.
Smart me, the arseway.
Thanks for not starting a row with those swine.
I don't generally poke my nose in other people's business.
Looking to stay the night?
No. I'm looking for Hendrik.
Man lives in Heatherton.
Don't know where that is.
Other side of the hill. Looked that away this morning, saw a strange glow. Imperials on the raid, perhaps. But who knows?
Anything else you can tell me about Hendrik?
Odd fellow. Arrived from who knows where and for no apparent reason. Shacked up with a widow whose husband was stabbed for a scrap of bread.
Baron's men don't like strangers.
Aye, and he stays out of their way. Always seems to know when they're coming. Always manages to disappear.
Thanks, Innkeep.
Alright. Let's head over there and see. So I think we are going to play it on without ray tracing until a patch comes out. That's just how we're going to have to do it, lads, because it's been stable as since we've migrated over to not using ray tracing, which is annoying, but it's what it is. It's what it is. They need to. I wonder if Nvidia will do another driver for it. I doubt they will, because they've released a driver for the game already, and I think it might annoy them to have to do more than one patch for every single game they bring out. So I think CDPR will just have to work with the drivers as they go, to be honest with you. Oh my god, Retro, Retro, that's awesome, man. Good. Hope you enjoy your Grey Knights. Hope you got them through Composite Games and got your discount. Strange thing is, the other night when I was testing out the ray tracing, it worked when I wasn't streaming for a little while, but then I looked at the game and I was like, this doesn't look anywhere much better than the normal game. I don't know whether it's my eyes or whatever, I just don't really see it. I don't really see it. All hat and no cattle, if you ask me, ray tracing on certain games. Funnily enough, one of the ones that looks best on is Darktide, which is strange.
Air's strange, like dropping into a deep cellar on a hot day. And the mist.
Gone! Leave me be, whoever you is! Get away!
Calm down. It's over.
Aye, it's over. All's past, never to be restored. I'll not forget that ever.
Looking for a man named Hendrik, supposed to live in this village.
Aye, he did. No longer. They nabbed him in that hut. If you'd have heard the cries, sir, if you'd have heard how a man can scream, how he can suffer.
Tell me what happened here, step by step.
They took him all. The sun was waning, see, and the dusk went crimson like blood. Thought to myself, strange, the toads, I cannot hear them. save terror through and through. Hendrik screamed. Then he begged. By the end, he could do naught but moan. Weren't here long, the terrors. Yet the village froze like in the heart of winter.
You in that hut when they rode off?
No, and I'll not set foot there. Never.
Farewell, and peace of mind to you.
Let's have a wee look around, shall we? The game does look beautiful. Like, I don't understand, like, what ray trace is needed for. Like, we turn it on, and I swear to God, on stream you can't tell. And even when I'm playing the game, I can't tell either. Like, I can't tell what it brings. If anything, it puts Vaseline on the outside edges of the lens of the camera, so I can't really make out what's going on with certain flaws of the game, even though they're not really flaws. It's odd. Alright, Barboy man. See you later, dude. Have a good one.
Damn it. Tortured him. Maybe they missed something. Should check his boots. Blood. Congealed. Key hidden in his boot. Gotta fit a keyhole. Somewhere nearby, hopefully.
You're telling me that the Wild Hunt couldn't figure out that the guy had a boot in his key? A key in his boot, sorry. And Geralt just comes in, checks his boot, is like, oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah. These trans-dimensional wraiths can't figure out that a guy's got a key in his
draft.
boot.
Gotta be a space under this rubble. Guess I should do some cleaning.
Tamara Strenger, daughter of the Bloody Baron. Presumed kidnapped. Hearty reward for whoever brings her in. Okay.
Valuables left unlocked, on display, almost. Lost his mind, or... Interesting. A ledger. Payment for a sack of grain. Amount due for a charcoal shipment. Hendrik was masquerading as a merchant. What's this? Notes among the ledger entries. Clever. Interesting headings. Missing and wanted. Subject appeared in Skellige. Also cited in Novigrad. Appearance unchanged. Ashen hair. Scar on her face. Avoids contact with others. Drunken swine. So-called Baron hosted subject at his castle. Or should I say, illegally appropriated fort. Reason unknown. Talked to Baron at Crow's Perch. Clashed with a witch. Subject landed in swamp. Encountered a witch. Conflict ensued. Cause unknown. Find the witch. Talk to the peasantry. Village of Midcops. Caution advised. I'm being observed. Don't know by whom or why. Unsettling signs. Dog ran off. Water in bucket froze solid. Strange glow observed in the sky. Ill omen, peasants say. Somehow they learned Hendrik was looking for Ciri. Thus the torture. I'm too late. My only leads, the Baron and some witch. Damn.
Okay. So I think for the remainder of the stream, I'm going to park up somewhere and we're going to have a little chat about life, the universe and everything. Get out of here first.
Hey,
What level are these? Don't tell me that level 12. Ow. I dodged that one.
You scurvy mutants! Kill him! Strip him!
Let's end this.
Loot. All for me. Guess that's it. What do you guys think of Kingdom Come Deliverance? Did you enjoy that game? Because it's one I've been waiting to do on the channel for a long time. But it's just balls hard. But it's one of my favourite games. Because, well, some of the questing is broken in it, which is why I don't really come back to it a lot. But the game itself...
Dog's blood should all be flogged, legs torn from their asses. My sweet boy, have mercy. Help an old feeble woman.
What's wrong?
T'other night blasphemers pox taken profane the shrine to Verna the Merciful. Shrine's gotta be repaired, else Verna will take umbrage. Our cows will croak.
Umbrage?
Trees will be covered in warts and our dogs will get the mange.
Warts and mange? Sounds dangerous. Fine, I'll help you.
I thought he was going to investigate it then. Looks like somebody's pushed it over. That is a creepy looking statue.
Done.
The good gods have sent ye to me. Someone to repair their shrines from this day on.
Look, already got a trade. I'm a witcher. Restoring traditional roadside structures in wood, just not my specialty.
Fighting evil, that's a witcher's calling. And vandals are worse than beasts.
Fine. I see any damaged shrines, I'll take care of them. Won't go out of my way, though.
Nothing's out of the way in these parts. And the gods will guide ye. Let's turn this one pale.
Hello?
Pam-param, pam-pam-param,
Right, so let me just do this so I can. Go. So, how was everybody? How are you guys all doing as our final bit of the stream? How are you all doing in life? Everything going well? I hope you're all having a wonderful time. Again, I was supposed to be going out for a pint tonight, which is why I was a bit grouchy at the start of the show. But at the same time, though, let's be honest, like, the game was doing its best, wasn't it? The game was doing its fucking best to annoy me. So, that's what it is. I've said enough on that, though. I don't want to play games on stream and be negative all the time. It's just when I see something, I'll call it out. I'll just say it for what it is. If I don't like something, I'll just say. But, yeah, the original Witcher, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful game. Enjoyed it start to finish. And I'm enjoying this. It's just modern day CPR are getting in its own, gets in its own way. They're getting in their own way a lot, which is annoying. It is what it is. You know. Any questions? Now's the time. By the way. You prefer Black Desert? That's something I've always had to have a little look at. Metro. Big fan of Black Desert. Well, the way it looks, anyway. That's good, Mintoff. Well, I'm glad I'm helping out in some way. That's what the channel's for, essentially. At the end of the day, the channel is just for helping people out and making sure that you've got someone you can feel like you can talk to. Charlie says, is it realistic that you could go full-time content creator? Yes and no. So, with my current job, I'm earning more money being teaching than I am doing content creation. And if I went content creation full-time, I'd be earning more than I would be as a teacher. The problem isn't the money, it's stability. It's how much can I trust this, profession not to, like, kick me to the curb and for me to be left with no money and pretty much scuppered, So, yes, in theory. Responsibly, probably not, but yes, in theory. Problem is, as I said the other night, most of my success on YouTube is defined by an algorithm, and that algorithm, whenever YouTube shares my content, I get more subscribers, which is weird. You'd think that if my content wasn't very good, I'd be going up and down in subscribers all the time. Every single time YouTube shares my content to more people, I get more subscribers. I would say of every 10 people who watch the channel, 2 subscribe, which is a 2 in 10 success rate is a really high number for any YouTuber. And every single time YouTube shows me to more people and I'm getting 10 to 15,000 views every video, which happens like once or twice a year, my subscriptions will shoot through the roof and I'll go up 3,000 or 4,000 subs in a single month, you know? And then it'll taper off again because YouTube just stops sharing my content and it'll go down to 4,000 to 5,000 people per video. And it sucks, right? It sucks. But, it doesn't suck, actually. I really like getting 4,000 to 5,000 views per video. I like the fact that you guys are still here watching me and you're still here having a good time. It's just, in all honesty, I'd like it to be a bit more stable. Not feast and famine, you know? But the thing that makes me think that I could be successful is even in my famine periods, like over the summer, my famine periods, we're still doing fine. Financially, everything's fine with the channel, like. But I've always said, if there ever comes a point where the channel's costing me money, if there ever comes a point where I've lowered down my teaching hours to dedicate more time to the channel, essentially. So if it ever comes the point where my teaching money is suffering because I'm giving more time to this thing called YouTube creation, which isn't giving me as much money, then my YouTube creation hours will have to go down. I'm a mercenary. I will go with the money. Whatever's making me more money and giving me more enjoyment, I will do that. I enjoy teaching as well. So, at the moment, YouTube pays more than teaching, which is terrible. You know, it shouldn't be that way, but it does. And so I give more time to YouTube, and then I teach on the side, sort of a thing. Whereas, in future, I'd like to be all YouTube. Sure, I'd love to do that. But I can't. I can't afford to. The minute the YouTube money starts to go down, though, I will need to start taking more teaching work, which will mean that my hours on YouTube will go down as well. That's just the nature of the beast, I'm afraid. This is what it is. Yeah, Charlie, yeah, it has grown. But that's the spurts, though. That's what it does. That's what YouTube does. It gives us in spurts. Mintoff says, Big Barry says, my life is on the up because of you, North. Well, it's not because of me, man. Because of you. That's what it is. It's because of you. I don't live your life. That's the thing. All I am is set dressing on your life. I am literally the background noise. I'm the soundtrack, maybe, at most, to your life. You're the person who lives your life. You're the person who goes through everything. You're the person who makes sure that your shit's getting done. So that is what it is, right? Like, I'm not gonna say that, you know, I'm anything toward your life. You're your life, mate. So well done to you. Mintoff says, I do have one question if you'll allow. Your videos have sort of inspired me to be a history teacher and to create YouTube content creation. Yeah, well, ask me the question, man. No problem. Grey Knight says, hey, North, if you go to the royal castle where you first started, find ambassador attire. There's a chest and loot. I've done that, man. Yeah, I've done that. I've got it here. Thing is, you can't wear it until you get to level 11, which is another stupid RPG thing that shouldn't be in this game. But, you know, there you go. Not RPG thing, but it's just a stupid gamey thing that shouldn't be in this game. Thank you for all the compliments, guys. It really does mean a lot to me. And it means a lot to me that I do a lot for you as well. And yeah, I can't say no more than that. You guys are the reason why I do this. And especially the ones who turn up for the streams, you guys are the ones, you're the real ones. You're the guys who turn up sometimes and have a little chat with me. Also, of course, people on Patreon, people like that, who that is a lifesaver. Like that is the one thing that's keeping me well into that positive bracket is the Patreon. The fact that you can do that, and that's guaranteed money rather than, you know, YouTube might give you this money, or they might not. You know, it's guaranteed money rather than anything else. Mintoff says, how best to approach 40k content? I'd like to be focused on AdMech, talk about the faction, be a nice guy. Okay, so, best thing to do, and this is the one thing that I would say that YouTube advice does get right, because they all give you the same advice, do something that you enjoy. If you're enjoying what you're talking about, as I often do on the channel, then people will gradually gravitate towards your channel. Try not to hunt for algorithm chasers. Try not to get involved in things like, you know, what's the big thing right now? What would be really cool? No, instead, do what you want to do, and people will naturally gravitate towards your content. And then that's what I did. And then eventually I started branching out into other things. And Warhammer was one of them branches. I started this channel as a writing channel and a gaming channel. I did nothing. I didn't get any subscribers whatsoever. I got a few really OG ones who still speak to me to this day, but I didn't really have any success. It's only when my relationship broke apart and I dove into Warhammer, I started putting Warhammer on the channel and talking about my experiences at Games Workshop, and that's what kicked off the channel. And since then, I've focused more on that. So I focus more on that stuff. So that's what I would say. Do stuff that you enjoy until one of them sticks, until one of them kicks off, and people really, really, really want to get involved with it, and then bulldog that. And throw in all the things that you like on top of that. So it's like, you know, so you're like a variety stuff, you know? You know? The Silver Moon Blade. I think I've got that already. Oh no, I don't have the Silver Moon Blade. Oh well. Here's another CDPR thing that they do. They put things that you'd want in a chest that you can only access once. Brilliant. And the branch grew so thick it became the trunk. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. That's a good way of looking at it, actually. Yeah, that branching off grew so thick that it became the trunk of the tree, which I'm fine with because I really like Warhammer. Warhammer's one of my top 3 things, and in fact, it probably is one of the maybe the top thing that I like to do. So yeah. Charlie says, "What are your plans for the future? Do you think you'll stay in the UK?" I think I mentioned going back to the US. I'm going to go travelling early next year, so probably... I was thinking the US, but I've done the US, so now I'm thinking about Japan, going over to Japan for a little while, taking my laptop with me, still doing content over there, but like going to Japan for like a month or 2, just to check it out, see what's going on. And yeah, maybe America. To live though, I'm not so sure. I think UK will be my home base, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, life is life. I've got a daughter. I've got to think about her as well. Life is life, though. Like it depends where I'm going to go and what I'm going to do. To be honest with you. So yeah. The sun is going down on the game, and the sun is going down on my stream. So thank you very, very, very much for watching. I love you all long time. I will speak to you probably tomorrow, where I'll be doing another stream of The Witcher. Hopefully no stability issues, because we won't really be doing ray tracing, so we'll leave that off until there's a patch. Love you all long time. I will speak to you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a good one. See you later.